The automotive market has changed, and Nissan is finally catching up. The 370Z is pretty universally known as a very good car. It's just getting old. After over a decade of selling the same model, Nissan is finally giving us a brand new Z car for 2023. It's not quite retro, and it's not quite futuristic. It's reminiscent of the classic Datsun Zs, but it's very much its own car. The new model is simply named the Z, which is a first for Nissan, as all the previous generation Z cars are named after the size of their engine. With a twin-turbo V6 pushing out 400 ponies and a tasteful exterior, it's pretty hard not to get excited about Nissan's next sports car. This is the left pedal, and here's the details on the 2023 Nissan Z. Now, Nissan is advertising this car as the all-new Z, but keep in mind that it's sitting on the same chassis as the previous model, the 370Z. I don't have a problem with this, I love 370Zs, but it's worth mentioning. The car's body lines are more reminiscent of the original Datsuns than they have been since the early 80s. The headlights are built as a nod to the circular bucket headlights that you'll find on the original Z cars. The rear end has that classic Datsun slope, and the long hood really pulls it all together. Nissan says that the biggest inspiration for the new model are the original 240Z from the 70s and the sleek Z32 300ZX from the 90s. All things considered, I think they've done a pretty great job with the styling. It's a good looking car. The vehicle is 172 inches long, 72.5 inches wide, and 52 inches tall. It has a wheelbase of 100.4 inches, and it weighs about 3,500 to 3,600 pounds, about 100 pounds heavier than its predecessor. The car has a front-engine, rear-wheel drive configuration, just like all the Z cars before it. Like I said before, unlike all the other Z cars, this one is not named after its engine size. Up until now, the Z got a bigger engine with each generation. This one has actually stepped down to a 3-liter, as opposed to the 370Z's 3.7. This is not a bad thing though, because they boosted it. The new V6 engine is called the VR30 DDTT. It produces 400 horses at 6,400 RPM and 350 pound-feet of torque at 5,200 RPM. It comes standard with 2 turbochargers, making it the most powerful Z yet. Nissan has boosted their Zs before, and the whole fan base loved it, but it's always been offered as an option. For the new one, they decided to make the twin-turbo standard, even on the base model. The car runs its power through a close-ratio 6-speed transmission. They also have a 9-speed automatic option. The manual transmission features Nissan's Synchro Rev Match system, meaning the computer will adjust the engine speed to allow for easier shifting. It also has an advanced launch assist for the manual transmission, as well as launch control for the automatic. The Z comes with an aluminum double wishbone suspension in the front and an independent multi-link setup in the rear. The car's suspension geometry and shocks have been improved over the last model, so it can handle like a sports car while still giving the driver a smooth ride experience. The Z has vented disc brakes all the way around, with larger calipers offered on the sport model. An optional limited slip differential is available as well if you really want true performance from the car. The new Nissan is also the first Z ever to come with electric power steering. The interior definitely looks the way it's supposed to. It is undoubtedly a Z car on the inside. It's got the 3 classic gauges in the center of the dash, and they've gone old school with the logo and badging, which we like. It also has a manual handbrake, which is super relieving in a world full of those evil electric handbrake buttons and switches. However, the most notable modern change is a massive screen replacing the instrument cluster. It's customizable in that you can decide what's displayed on the screen, and it looks to be really well designed. As a side note, they've also added an extra cup holder. It surely is exciting, and I think it's safe to say that we're all proud of Nissan for letting this new Z be a true sports car. A lot of folks were worried when Nissan told us that this one would have a smaller engine than before, but I think a standard twin-turbo system more than makes up for that. With a real manual transmission, real handbrake, and tasteful styling with a lot of nods to its heritage, it looks like the company has decided to truly listen to their fan base. Thank you guys for watching, and a super special thank you to everyone that's been following us through this series. If you're new to our channel, we've spent the last 7 weeks covering every generation of the Nissan Z and its evolution, We've got a lot of really cool content coming up in the next few weeks. So make sure to check it out, consider subscribing to us here at The Left Pedal, and I will see you next time.